Alright, so I'm making a video on how to open the tx1000 or tx2000 or tx2 HP laptop. Since we're fixing a problem with the GPU, which most people have, I decided to make a video, and we're going to start by first taking out all the components that can come off easily. Say the battery, the hard drive, and we'll take the RAM out. You don't have to take the RAM out, but just to be safe and not damage it, definitely take it out. Pulling on the prongs. I'm sure most of you know how to do this. Take out the Wi-Fi chip, which is kind of important actually to take off because it's parts right in the motherboard and also in the case too, so you can't have both of them being connected when you're trying to take it out. So you take out the Wi-Fi chip by first removing the two wires, and what's important, make sure you know where these wires go. And also, what I like to do when I'm taking the laptop apart, I used to always take notes. That way when I'm putting it back together, I won't be stuck at any point. And there's a lot of steps to opening a laptop. I want to get stuck reassembling it. So okay, I'm trying to be gentle with it, because that is a Wi-Fi chip, and that's also known to have problems with many of these laptops. Alright, and of course the drive, which is kind of difficult to take off, but what we do is we just push hard and kind of drag it out. Now we got the drive off. There's no screws involved with the drive. It's like an older HP. So now we're going to hit up all the screws with the arrows and the keyboard. So this is going to take a little longer. Make sure I get all of them out. And there are 3 screws right here by the drive, and you do actually have to take those off. They're very hard to take off, but my laptop actually happens to be broken. It's actually cracked right here, so I won't actually have to be taking them off. But you would normally have to take these off. Like I said, they're difficult to take off. Good luck with that. And one more screw, and I should be done. 2, I think. Okay, I'm going to flip it over and all the screws should come out. That went flying, that wasn't good. Pick up the ones from the kitchen later. Alright, so now we got all the screws out, I want to also let you know the difference between the different screws. The ones that are labeled for the keyboard are a bit longer than the ones that have the arrow on them. So the keyboard ones are these. You actually detach the keyboard from these holes right here. There's 4 of them. So Now we'll flip it over. And we should just be able to prop open the keyboard like that. And now the connector for the keyboard is a bit strange. All you have to do is flap up that black piece of plastic and you'll be able to pull the connector out. You'll think you broke it. I mean, the first time I pulled this off I thought I broke it, but it's actually the way it's supposed to be. It just connects like that with that flap. So from here we have the bottom of the motherboard. Alright? And now, I believe there's one more screw that we do have to remove on the bottom. That keeps the motherboard down onto the piece of plastic, which was this one. I'm going to separate this screw knowing that it comes with a drive. Actually, it's the same size, so it doesn't matter. We should be able to. Alright, now at this point I'm going to take this top plastic off. And if all the screws are out, it should come off right quick. Shouldn't be a problem. There's no wires to this, so I'm trying to take the motherboard out without removing the screen, which, I mean, I know there's videos that people actually take the screen off to do this, but there's no need. Keep the screen on. Okay, now I'm going to take this big piece of plastic off, and there's two screws here. They're both silver, and this attaches this whole piece of plastic to the motherboard, only by two screws. So we're going to take these two screws. They're labeled with a little arrow so you can find them. So take the first screw, say they're silver, and then under this wire here, which you definitely want to take off before pulling this piece of plastic off. Oh, there's another screw. And there's actually another wire on here, I'll show you in a second. It's right here. This controls the mouse pad. So it's pretty much the same thing. You pull up on the plastic. Same thing as the keyboard. Pull up on the plastic and take out the connector. And that should be it. It's off. Now, this is a removal of the motherboard. The way I do it, I start from here. Oh, I did forget something almost. Under the screen, there are two connectors. Important, or else you'll be pulling these connectors off. You get to by taking off a piece of plastic that you find by the metal. And here are your connectors. Take off the two white connectors from the bottom and the silver connector from the top. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with a small screwdriver. This is a little tedious. I'm trying not to break the wire, so I don't want to pull up from the wire. And I got the first one off. My old laptop, I did pull from the wire once and completely messed up my screen. Didn't work after that. It was already messed up to begin with, that's why I was doing it, but had no hope after that. Alright, both connectors in the bottom are off. Now we're going to flip this back to the top. And there's a silver one that you can't forget. This one's actually the VGA out to the screen. We have a little plastic included here so you can yank on it. Won't damage anything. So now I can remove the motherboard. Just kind of pushing towards the front to get the motherboard, the USB sockets out of the port. Oh, there's connectors here. Don't forget about them. You can see the connectors as you go along. Just want to make sure you take the connectors off before anything. Now, this is a harder part where I'm going to pull this way by pulling upwards. Just going to wiggle it off, and there we go. The motherboard is off, and that should be it. That was pretty quick. And Here's our GPU. I already did the penny trick. You can see the penny. Didn't really work. You gotta heat it up a little more than 2 or 3 minutes. I see in the comments some people heat it up for 10 minutes. I'm gonna use a blow dryer this time. I think that will provide enough heat. I think mine's just a little worse than most others. So, thanks for watching, and good luck.